Well, welcome. We are glad you're here. If you had one more week to get ready, you'd be ready. You're not quite ready, but you're here. Today's the day. And we are ready for you, and we are glad you're here, and I bet you're glad to be any place except Walmart buying stuff you got to have. Because that's a big job, isn't it? Oh, man. You are here, and what a great opening to school, and what a great class that's gathered. And I want to talk with you a little bit about what's ahead of us. For those of you who were not here at the summer orientation, this is my contact information, and I want you to be able to get a hold of me if you need me. And my email is always a very quick way to get a hold of me, but my office number is there, and you feel free to call me at home as well. I want you, as parents who are not here, or students, if you have trouble and you can't get the right answer, or you get frustrated or whatever, or you just want to start with me, that's fine too. Contact me, let me know. I wouldn't send my kids to a place where I couldn't talk to the president. And you need to be able to talk to the president if you want to, so you call me if I can help you in any way. So let's start with that. This is a great time to be at university. You are the largest class ever in the history of this university. That is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And it is a dynamic class. There's some really, really smart people in this class, kind of scary smart. And there's some people from all across the country and around the world. And it is a marvelous class of students, and we have enjoyed getting to know you. I've been able to talk with a few of you, and admissions has talked with a ton of you, and you're getting to know these peer leaders who care for you and have been ready to roll out the red carpet for you. And you're here at a great time. A really great time. Lots going on at the university. Of course, one of the biggest things for us is the start of our brand new nursing program that begins. And some of you are here as nurses. You're our very first class, and we are thrilled that you're here to be in this nursing program. Our science program is absolutely going through the roof with quality and enrollment, and those of you who are in the sciences and our new building are just going to be thrilled with what's going on there. There's a time, obviously, for the university where we're continued to be recognized so unique and distinctive in the arts. One of only 33 in America in the arts. I met a family here a few minutes ago, dancer from Alaska. They left on Thursday to get here. Met incredible. I met another dancer from Hawaii who came. One from North Dakota. People come from all over the country to be part of this arts program because there is no place else like it in the world other than what Belhaven is doing in the arts. And so we're thrilled that you're here, those of you who are artists. Great time to come as we're transitioning into the NCAA. And this will be our last year in the NAIA. And so we'll be moving into the NCAA next year, Division III, and we're looking forward to that. And a great time to come because there's a new building in the works. And this is the University Village that's going to be built in the center of campus. You've seen, if you've been on campus yet today, you've seen the construction site, and they're starting to build. It'll be open next August, on August the 1st next year. It'll be 135 beds in apartment-style living, private bedrooms, shared bath, 2 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms in an apartment, living room, kitchen. It'll be condo ready, move in. All you gotta do is bring your suitcases. The furniture's there, the TV's there, everything's there. It's ready to go. And you can have a great new opportunity for learning living style next year. Now, it's a little bit difficult this year, isn't it? Because you're gonna have to walk around that thing, especially the men in Wells and Robertson, gotta walk a little farther. There'll be construction. They start early in the morning. We've tried to talk them out of it. For some reason, they think they gotta start early, and they do, because that's how people who build things make it happen. So we're all gonna have a little inconvenience, but don't forget, there were people before you who went and inconvenienced so you could have what you have. When we built that student center, we fed all students for a whole semester in the gymnasium on paper plates. And so they sacrificed for you. You've got to sacrifice just a little bit for this next generation. But also, the concern that we have going forward is the enrollment's building so quickly, we just got to have more places to live around here. And so we've got this semester 3 in a number of rooms. And those of you who are doing this already know you're there, and you've worried about it, and you're anxious about it, and we understand that. And I want to give you a couple of things that might encourage you about 3 in a room, because we have not had to triple rooms before, except one period of time when we had to close a hall for a while for renovations. But 3 in a room is going to be fun. That's the first thing. for about 2 weeks, and then it's not going to be fun anymore after that. The fun will wear off, and you'll start to get on each other's nerves because there's not enough room in there. And so it will be fun for a very short period of time, and you're going to make a friend, but it's going to be short-lived. And it's going to get a little bit frustrating. So I want to encourage you in this, that we all know from all the research in college life that there's a tendency when you put 3 students in a room for there to be 2 and leave out 1. And that is just a natural process of that many people in that small a space. And so when that starts to happen, those of you who are in 3 for a room, sit down together and work it out, will you? Be serious about it. Pray about it. Trust God to bring you together. Because I want to encourage you that you only have to make it work for 17 weeks. Next semester, there'll be enough room. We graduate enough students in mid-year, or students move off campus as they move through their academic program, that in the spring there will be enough room. You won't have to be 3 in a room. So this is a 17-week deal, and a whole week of that is a week on vacation. So really, you're talking about 16 weeks you got to deal with this thing. Now, 2 weeks of that's going to be fun, so you got 14 bad weeks. So get a plan and work through this thing, and you can do it with God's help and make it through this 3 in a room thing. And then the fourth thing is that we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you. You have been great to do it. We've given you a discount to do it and made it financially helpful to you to do 3 in a room. But we want to say thank you just a little bit more to families who have done the process and the willingness to do this, and some of you not so willing because we didn't have any space. You either had to do it or we wouldn't have space for you. And that's this, that we want to, for this fall semester, students in triple rooms are going to receive free rental textbooks. So that is a nice bonus for you. And if you're in a triple room, here's how it works. You go to the bookstore and you rent your books. Now, if you buy your books, you're on your own. We're not buying them for you. They're way too expensive. We're going to rent them to you. But we will give you rental books. You charge the rental books on your student account, and they'll double check, make sure, yeah, you are 3 in a room. And if in the meantime you move out to 2, you don't qualify. So if you are 3 in a room, and then if you've already bought your books, if you're one of those really smart people who got here early, you went ahead and bought all your books today, if you take those books back, they will refund the money for you, and you can rent your books. So if you want to rent your books, we're going to give that to you as our way to say thank you for doing this semester. And for those of you who are not going to get free rental books and you've got to rent your own, renting is a great way to go. We have been very serious about lowering the cost of textbooks. We're very concerned about what's happening. We don't have a lot of control over what textbook publishers do, but we do have control about how faculty pick their textbooks, making sure those textbooks are used, and then we revamped our bookstore this year to allow a very aggressive rental program. And if you rent, whether you're getting the free one or you're going to pay for it on your own, if you rent, you can mark it up, you can put your notes in it, you can do what you need to do for it. As long as you don't tear it up, you bring it back at the end of the semester, then you don't have to pay for the book. And it really is a great way to go. I know my wife teaches American literature, and the Norton Anthology is like $90 or something that they sell. You can rent that for her class for $19. So it is a great way to go, and we created this for you, and we hope it's a help to you to cut your costs. But a thank you to those who are renting, who are 3 in a room this semester. Well, this is a very special time. This is our college motto, to serve, not to be served. You see it across the center of the campus, and also if you go to our prayer room in the Student Center, you'll see this beautiful stained glass window that was given to us by Betty Quinn, who's our longest serving faculty member. And it is what guides and leads us as a university, and we pray what guides and leads you as well. We are here for a very special date, August 16, 2014. You've had this circled on your calendar for a long time. You've been working toward it. You almost got everything ready for it. It's here. Now's the hour, but this isn't the day we're focused on. Here's the day we're focused on. May the 12th, 2018. We're not interested in you just beginning. We're interested in you graduating. So we want to get you to not just start, we want you to finish. And there's going to be a lot of process between here and there. It's going to be a lot of hard work. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be joys. There are going to be disappointments. There are going to be times when you feel like quitting. There are going to be times when you're going to have to get support to go on. And there are going to be times when you have great celebration. But this is the date we're focused on, not today's date, because that's when we get to hand you a diploma and you go on to the next chapter of your life. So let's focus on that date. And I want to share with you just a few things that might be helpful in that process. We want you to go beyond your best. You know, that's not just a slogan we use in marketing. We really mean it. And what we mean by that is you have a best for your life. Everybody who's come here has a dream for what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to be, what career you want to have, what life's going to look like. You've got a dream for that. But God's got a plan that's even better. We want you to go beyond your best and find His best. And when you do, God will transform your life in a pretty remarkable way. God's plan is greater than the best plan you could ever envision. I don't care what your plan is, God's got a much better plan, and if you'll learn to trust Him, and if you'll learn to look for His plan rather than trying to fulfill your plan, you're going to be amazed at what God will do in and through you during these next 4 years. Well, what I want to suggest to you is, first of all, plan a purpose, not a path. If you know what your purpose is, who you serve, why you serve God, why God's created you, what is your purpose, if you plan that rather than a roadmap of a path of what life's going to be, you'll be amazed at where it'll end up. It'll end up very differently than where you think, but God will lead you to some remarkable places because He will take you exactly where He needs you instead of where you want to go, and that's what we want for you. So that's the first thing I'd suggest to you. Second thing is I'd say plan a calling, not a career. If you want to be in the arts and that's your calling and dance is it, or biology is it, or math is it. I talked to a math major earlier. They just kind of amaze me that they can do that. Figure out what that calling is of why you want to do that rather than that career that you're looking for. And if you'll focus on that calling, God will take care of the career. Most of the careers you will have not yet been invented. There are new things ahead. You will retire somewhere around 2080. Who knows what the world's going to look like at that time? We want to prepare you for a future that we don't know, and doing that, we can prepare you for your calling easier than we can prepare you for a career, because that's how God can best use you. And then I want to suggest to you that seek success by discovering God's design for your life. God has uniquely gifted every one of you with a set of gifts and abilities and strengths. Focus on those. Focus on those. Don't spend all your time trying to make up for the weaknesses. Yeah, you're going to have to take some stuff that's harder because that's not your best topic and you need to be exposed to it, and that's good. But focus on those gifts God has given you, and in discovering His design for your life and how He has uniquely gifted you, you're going to be most successful here at Belhaven and in life. Now, you've come from all over the world, absolutely all over the world, and most of the states of the United States, but you have three things in common. Everybody in this room has three in common. The first one is, I'm confident you can be successful because God handpicked you to be a student at Belhaven University. You are not here by accident. You are not here because the admissions team is great, and aren't they great? They are great. I will say they are great. You're not here because we've got pretty brochures and a nice website, although those things are important. You are here because God handpicked each one of you to be here. And because God handpicked you, we are going to love you as a child of God, and we're going to serve you to help you become the person God wants you to be. That's our responsibility. You know, this starts my 26 years as a college president. I've been doing this a long time. And I've heard about every question I could ever be asked about the university in board meetings and press conferences and parent meetings and student meetings, and people ask all kinds of stuff, and they have through the years. But the single best question I was ever asked was asked by one of these peer leaders. Where's Morgan? There she is. Morgan, stand up. So they know this is real. You're a real person. When she was a sophomore, you can sit down, I don't want to embarrass you. She asked me the single best question I've ever been asked in higher education leadership. When she was a sophomore, you probably don't remember, she said to me in a question and answer session I was having with a big bunch of students, she said, "Do you love us? Do you love us?" And I do. And I love these new students who've come because God's handpicked each and every one of you. And our faculty is going to love you, and our coaches are going to love you because you are a child of God brought here by the hand of God, not brought here through some marketing effort. The second reason I know you're going to be successful is that God doesn't call us to failure. God doesn't want you to fail. God wants you to succeed. You got to put the effort into it. You got to use your gifts and talents. You got to work at it. You got to be disciplined. You're going to have to make some changes in life in order to be successful, but God doesn't want you to fail. And if you'll work at it and you'll get help around you, you can succeed. And I'm confident of that. Another reason that I'm confident that you're going to be successful is you're capable of succeeding. We wouldn't have let you in if you weren't. We got a bunch of students who wanted to be here tonight who are not here because we knew they weren't ready. And you are capable of doing this. There's not one person in here who cannot succeed. And if you will focus and you'll be disciplined, and I want to share with you some suggestions about how to do this. 6 of them. First of all, don't miss a single class. You say, well, I can miss 20% and still get a good grade. Yeah, you can. But if you'll go to every single class, it'll make a world of difference in your success. In all the research of higher education, the number one indicator of academic success is class attendance, nationally. If you'll go to class every single time, it'll make a world of difference. Pay attention. Put the phone away. We got a few faculty members who'll stomp on them if you don't put them away. Put them away. Pay attention. Focus. It's amazing what a difference it'll make. The second suggestion I'd make for you is demand to get your money's worth. You know, the problem with higher education, with education today is nobody wants their money's worth. They're looking for the easiest way to get a degree. They're looking for the easiest way to get through. We could fix the American education system in a heartbeat if parents would just demand from public schools to get their money's worth and demand it from teachers. Well, demand it from us. We want to give you your money's worth. You're paying a lot of money to get here. You better get your money's worth and demand it. Don't take shortcuts. Don't be satisfied with shortcuts. If you demand to get your money's worth, in the same way whatever you bought from Walmart, you wanted to work, right? You wanted the best out of it you could. If it didn't work, you would have taken it back. Well, the same thing here. Demand to get your money's worth, and if you do, you're going to succeed. The third thing I'd suggest to you is balance while busy. This is going to be the busiest time of the life you've ever had before. It's amazing how busy college students are. It is absolutely remarkable. And one of the challenges you're going to have to learn is how to balance everything within that. And it's not going to be easy. And you're not going to fail probably because you don't have the intellect. If you fail, you're going to fail because you didn't learn to balance. Get some help around you. Get somebody watching it with you. Talk to your mom and dad. Talk to faculty. Talk to those of us who've been here before, and let us help you through that. Third suggestion I would have for you is stumbling is part of succeeding. And there are going to be times you stumble. When you stumble, pick yourself up because God's picking you up. Get people around you who will help you and all those kinds of good things, and keep going because in your failures, God is teaching you for good things ahead. When God gives you something difficult to do, it's because He's preparing you for something even harder later on. And if you stumble at this one and you don't get back up, you're not going to get to even try the next one beyond that. Look for those times when you do stumble to get up because that is part of succeeding. The fourth thing I'd say is work ahead, 1 week ahead of deadlines. Now, I don't get very many students who ever take me up on this, but if you do, I will guarantee you will get great grades. There is no way you will not get A's and B's if you will work ahead of time. If you've got a test due on the 3 weeks from now, study for it and be ready for it 2 weeks from now. If you've got a paper due a month from now, have it ready 3 weeks from now. If you'll do everything a week ahead of time, you will be amazed at how successful you will be. And I have seen students do this and come through with incredible success because they worked ahead of time. When you work behind, you never do make it, and you're always struggling to catch up. And the last suggestion I'd add for you is get help early. There are so many people around here who want to help you. Again, you were handpicked by God to be here. The last thing we want you to do is fail. So there are people around here ready to help you, but you got to let us know when you need help. When you need academic help, you need help because you're struggling, you need help because it's tough with mom and dad's situations have changed at home and they're having a hard time. You need help because you're not getting along 3 in the room because we're only into week 8 and the fun really did wear off in week 1. Whatever it is, ask for some help. And there are people around who are very wise and deeply caring and do love you and will give you the kind of help you need if you reach out to them. So trust that Belhaven's calling is true for you as well. Our calling is to serve him, to serve, not to be him, to be served. And if you will come into this with your hands open to serve him rather than what you're going to get just for your possessions, God will use you far beyond anything that you can imagine. It's kind of like a stained glass window. Our lives are without much definition or vibrancy and purpose until the light of God. You ever seen a stained glass window? Some of these are got light on the outside, but if these were dark, you wouldn't see anything. But when the light from outside shines through, God's light shines through. It's amazing what happens in our lives. I hope you will be people who will serve, not to be served. We're glad you're here. God bless.